Something that has always positively influenced my life and forever will is the game of soccer. I know that sounds a little strange, but I'm Portuguese. Both my parents were born and raised in Portugal, and a part of their culture there in Europe is soccer. It's their #1 sport. Everyone grows up watching it and supporting their team, as I am right now, supporting Portugal. So it was very natural for me to go into soccer and play soccer since I was a little kid. So my dad was my soccer coach ever since I was 5 years old. He coached me and my sister. She's a year younger than I am. I'm 21, she's 20. So throughout my whole adolescence, I had my dad by my side, coaching me, training me, really learning how to play the game. And I started to grow a passion for soccer. I really enjoyed it. I was very competitive. I wasn't the girl picking flowers on the field. I was the girl running from back and forth, and my dad would put me defense to striker, had me running around the whole field, driving my mom insane on the sideline. He was a little competitive, so he had a really good time having his 2 girls being some of the best players in the county. I grew up in Union until high school, so I always played soccer in Union. And when I started attending middle school, I attended Kwame Middle School, my dad moved us to a travel team, so we got to travel to different towns in the county. So that was really exciting because, you know, we weren't just playing against everyone we knew. We were actually playing against different girls, Scotch Plains, Cranford. And, you know, I really got to gain a lot of experience. I became more competitive and faster and really gaining a lot of skill and really wanting to improve my own capacity in learning the game. So after middle school, entering high school, actually 2 years before high school, I began to play on a club team. And club and travel is different. Club is more competitive, more for college. I played in Westfield with a girl a year older than me. So I got a lot of experience because I was playing in tournaments and traveling all over the state, even sometimes to New York, sometimes to Pennsylvania, but semi-close, against older girls. And I'm a little girl, I'm 5'2" and a half, so really gaining a lot of strength was important for me to succeed playing soccer. So as I entered high school, we moved to Westfield, and I tried out for the soccer team. And I made JV for the first time around, but then 3 weeks into the season, I made varsity. So this is my first varsity letter. I was on varsity all 4 years. Varsity was a very, very good experience. I only knew a couple of the older girls from playing on the club team, and it was very intimidating when they moved me up because I was a defender. It's when you really start learning your position when you get older. And one of the defenders had an injury, so that's why they moved me up in case I needed to play. And I played my first game against Scotch Plains, which is known that Westfield and Scotch Plains have one of the biggest rivals in the state. And we went into double overtime. It was tied the whole game. A girl got stitches in her head. It was one of the most intense games of my life. I played the entire game, and it was the first game I had played all season. And it was already 2 months into the season that I had been just watching on the bench, just training with the team. And ever since that game, I started on varsity every single game until graduating high school. One of my favorite experiences playing in high school soccer was my freshman year. On varsity, I got to play against Heather O'Reilly, who is one of the world's best women's soccer player. She's on the national team now, and you guys know they're on their way to most likely win the World Cup. So I was fortunate enough to get to play against her, being one of the best players in the world. Unfortunately, my senior year, I was captain, and our second game of the season, playing the Scotch Plains again, I suffered a severe concussion. I went up for the ball against my goalie and forward, and I was higher than both of them. My goalie punched me in the back of the head, and the other girl was a lot bigger than me. As I said, I'm really small. I was known as the little small quick girl in the back. And I won the ball, but the impact was so harsh that I hit the ground the wrong way and I had a seizure, a 30-second seizure in the middle of our turf in a football stadium in front of everyone, all my friends. My mom runs onto the field, so I couldn't play for 2 months. My trainer wouldn't let me hit the ball for a month, even though I already did it on my own, but my trainer was really on top of me. So that was a big factor because, I really wanted to play in college, but a lot of the schools I was looking into, Penn State, I knew I wouldn't enjoy playing there. Way too competitive. Top 4 in the country. So that really discouraged me. I couldn't play for 2 whole months, my senior year being the captain, sitting on the sideline. I only got to play in the last couple games, which were all county and state games, which I'm really proud of because we ended up going to the county finals, and we made it the farthest we've ever made it in states, to the state sectional finals that I've ever been through in being on varsity. But it all paid off because those couple games I played in, I was named first team All-County for the Star Ledger and the Union County Soccer Coaches. I was MVP of the Union County Tournament. I got All-State, All-Watchung Conference, and I got our Personal Coaches Award. So soccer has definitely positively influenced me. Every soccer season I was always getting better grades. I was disciplined, determined. I loved the competition. It made me stronger. I was always in shape. And I really got to learn the beauty of the game. But besides always playing in soccer, playing in high school, and throughout my life, I've always watched soccer. I'm a fan of the Portuguese soccer team Sporting. It's one of their top professional teams, which my dad actually played on as a teen. And I also support Portugal every time the World Cup and European Cup comes around. My favorite player is Deco. He's actually Portuguese-Brazilian from Brazil, but he plays on the Portuguese national team. He's getting old now, but I'm sure you all know Cristiano Ronaldo. He's another favorite. But my best soccer experience, this is my conclusion, is when I went to Brazil. My senior year of high school, the summer before going into college, I was very fortunate to go on a 3.5-week soccer tour to Brazil. I got to see Rio, Sao Paulo, soccer capital of Brazil. I got to go to Copacabana. I played against some of the best teams, women's teams, and women players in the world. Every game, when we played against some of the girls, we got to exchange jerseys, so I brought a jersey from Brazil, and the girls have mine. So it was a very good experience. I got to see some of the harshest places of Brazil. I taught kids, little kids. We donated hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of soccer cleats, soccer equipment, shin guards, soccer balls, and besides training, we would also train a lot of kids and donate a lot of things to all the different towns in the mountains that we went to. Brazil is a very poor country, and it was very inspirational to be able to experience that and give back while they were giving back to us, because I've never been through such intense training in my life, and that will always remain a part of me.